Hi, so in this video, I'm going to show you how you can rebuild or build your analytical dashboard in Notion. This is especially true if, for example, you've connected, your own Notion template with Scheduled, then on which, for example, you have just a very simple calendar like this, or a column with ideas. Do something very simple, and what I'm telling you, I've seen that there was the Scheduled template, but I didn't take it because I already had my own database, so perhaps that. Besides, it's not simple, but it has more precision and more columns, something people spent time on, and I get it. You're missing a bit of that data brick too. So with our template now, it's still pretty minimalist today. And we keep recommending this template. It isn't a big setup, and the essential part is that it already lets you create content easily right away. Here you go, right here, just with this analytics dashboard. Next step. Well, a few stats for your reference. For example, quite clearly, this is a chart that will display the number of impressions per week for your posts here. You will have a chart that shows the disparity between the formats of your posts, as you can see. There you go. If we make something a little more organized, you can have all your posts by month here. The ones that got more impressions, more reactions, more comments, etc. Something like that, very simple, but it lets you perhaps locate the post when you look at it in your statistics, by the month you published it, and even afterward, you can create other views from that by filtering, by reclassifying, etc. So that's very handy, and today I'll show you how to have this view there quite simply. Here's what I did for my demo. I really already have a calendar. You can see it with content mostly published, but yours may include content that is already in your database, which is a draft, which is ready to be published, and which needs to be reviewed. Anyway, with different statuses, it's the same. So here, basically, I put these data there actually so that we can build the analytics part, at least so it looks a bit more presentable visually for you to be able to see things. So these are the stats I pulled up in a few clicks with Scheduled from my LinkedIn, and I can show you how to build all of this. So here you've seen what's pretty cool. I think what I like is working with this button system that lets you directly access your different pages, but know that this is still a page that sits here. Thus, you can click here to return to the same view you were viewing. But there is this small button there, easy to spot. We will place it here again at the very start, as planned. So we'll go here now. Build for us a brand new page, one that we will name in the same style, Analytic. I personally prefer to display all of this in a large, prominent size. We will call that page a demo, Analytic, just like this. Here you go. So if I return here, you can clearly see that I have my brand new page right now. And then we will add this famous button that used to be here. We type that. Here is a new button here. So there, he is precisely asking me that. So we will say, Go Analytics now. And so what exactly does it ask of us when we press the button, and what does it do? We want to open a page. Open page. So now we are going to go ahead and make a selection, and then we want to know what it will find for us. First, the first option, what we named it, the analytic words, which will make it easy to locate it. Here you can enter 21 zeros exactly, the year 2026. He will locate pages that I want. There I click Done. So there it is. And at least we know that when you click on it, you end up on this view. Then after you, it's the same here. You can reconfigure to open it, either beside it or in full page mode. So we're going to lay out something a little like a simple web page. Click it, and we automatically come back. There. The idea is to also add the same button for the reverse page. So button, to go back. There we can do go back. And there we are going to place a small arrow, a little arrow just like this, and we are going to place, again, a small arrow in the same way, the same style. There you go. And there we will keep open page as well, and we will go on to select demo. I might have several of them, this one being among them. There you go again, and the same, a full page. So here we have a little system, a navigation mechanism, a navigation system. There you go, that's nice indeed, as you can clearly see. And it lets us navigate smoothly between all of our several different pages. Now this is going to become even more interesting indeed, so please take note of Notion. if we check the current price today. For the graphs and all of that extra stuff, know that if you use Notion on the free plan, you will only have one graph. So the demo I'm showing you here will become quickly limited if you're using Notion for free. So that's something worth knowing, really, for anyone else using Notion. Anyway, as I always say, if you use Notion only for scheduling, it can indeed feel quite expensive, since you will be paying for Notion Plus scheduling. In that case, a tool that is specifically dedicated to programming and to content creation might be more advantageous for you. In my view, and in the long run, it could be a better fit for you. Here's what I fully understand here, and what I would recommend to you is if you use Notion, not only for scheduling, but for many other tasks, like organizing your mail for you, your daily work, and managing your clients. Scheduling is only a small part that makes life easier, precisely so you don't need to use another tool. So paying for Notion still turns out to be worthwhile after all, in practice indeed. If you see what I mean, you're pushed to do all of that. And if you stay only within the scheduled scope, it becomes completely, perhaps a little less profitable. And you'll still have, therefore, if you're on the free plan, practical limits. You will have limits, such as with the charts, which are quite noticeable indeed at times. So here, if I come back, we're going to add a first chart today, right now, for you. So it's the famous donut. So here we go. We're going to add to this donut some content, a current database. That's the database I created for this demo. So there, it will create for me, and it will automatically put random data. What we want to show as data is, at the data level, ultimately what to show. We want it, we already have it, the format. So we are going to retrieve the SC, a post art format setting. So this is a scheduled property, which is why it is named that way, for clarity. To enable the scheduled feature to insert the format directly, at the moment it retrieves the post and the statistics, please click on that area there. Here it is right away, right now. And you can see the distribution. So the various formats of my own posts. I post a lot more images than plain old text. So there at 30, because I just pulled my last 30 posts that were published for the demo. There you go. Then, as the water flows as time goes by, when you published it, it will obviously be completed by the fact that Scheduled automatically pulls your stats every 8 hours. So this chart here is perfectly okay. Very basic. You'll also see I'm going to add the small chart as well. Very, very nice. Always based on existing data sets. So the exact one I showed you just a moment ago, the one with all the posts. So please pay careful attention to that point. And here afterward, set up precisely what is required. So here we are exactly on the x-axis. So we want the date, the publication date, and then on the y-axis, the corresponding metric. So we want, for instance, the total impressions. We will set LinkedIn impressions and the overall total side by side. We will also remove the zeros like this to keep the display clean. And by the way, we can filter that out. If you, for example, there inside, then you will have other posts, for example, those ready to program others that obviously have no statistics in this context. Well, you want to remove them altogether, so we can easily apply a filter by simply setting the status. I ended up adding far too many things. The published status, so there you go. Obviously, it doesn't change much, but at least for you, well, if you have other posts, you'll be able to filter in this way, and then you can style me a little bit more. I really enjoy it when things are smooth and the medium remains the same, as expected. Anyway, that's it. I'll let you take a look. You can freely play with it. Okay, here we go. Next, we'll move this small chart over to the person who arrives, or to whoever comes next. Having it next to the donut like this looks nicer, I think, overall. There you have it, right there. And at least what's pretty cool about this chart is that it simply displays stats for easy viewing. So you already have a bit of an overall view of, okay, how it actually works, how it works in practice. What I was saying is that you can go, for example, and imagine I had a post that performed well and click it directly and go right there. You can easily locate that post, so it's quite pretty handy indeed. Why? Because from there, you can simply take a quick look at the post now. Okay, understood. That particular post there actually performed exceedingly well. I'm going to go and fetch the content of that post. And even if you'd like a little bit more detail, you tell yourself, all right, I'll go directly and check the post myself. And indeed, I created a post on TikTok, and you can clearly see that it had performed quite well, and that fact allows you to reuse posts quite easily, really, for real. Just a few quick clicks there, boom, you can pull the post by day, easily right away. Obviously, you can later set the stats by week, as you prefer. So there, I set it to daily due to the publication date I put here. Here it's day, but you can set week if you need. So it's up to you to decide if you want to display your impressions by day or by week. Okay, now we're going to do this. So make the small table exactly as I told you, showing the posts by month. That's very simple as well. So now I'm going to create a small table. So here's a view of the table here and a view of a database for your reference. Thus there, likewise tied to an existing database. So we'll take this one. And that's where we're going. It's a little more time consuming anyway, because you have to, as you can see here, create a view per month. So it takes a little time, but once you've understood the procedure, we'll repeat what needs to be done, and it goes quite rapidly. Here, I'll take care of it for you just for the first 2 months in this way, so you can clearly see it. So we don't want to simply display the title at all. But on the other hand, we want to duplicate all of that. We'll start here as a first step. And as you can clearly see, I've renamed it every time. So, for example, I won't start in order. So I won't start with January. You should place the rest according to when you begin in the month. Do you want to start in November or December? Or will you have the history since January, etc.? So I'll start from November 2025 here. In December of the year 2025, after that you can personalize here as you like. So if I place that there you have it. This is precisely the place where I will locate the small decorative snowflake, and there you will also see November as well and so forth. I won't do this every single time, but you've got the idea. After that, it's really each to their own taste, as you see. So here, for us, what matters is to filter that by as quickly as we can. In relation to the month, that is, as a timestamp. So here at the publication date level, I want to go ahead. We're going to set it to the word between, quite clearly. So there, the start is essentially from November through the end of November for our current task. There you go, right there, as needed. And that's all today. You see right, okay? So after that, it's up to you to organize. You can add, for example, you could also simply not display all of the properties without adding anything extra. For example, you can see I have a huge amount of it. So we'll keep the first ones. Then this, we simply don't care about that. We don't care about that. We don't care. As for the format, which is the layout we are using, we might still very well keep it. Finally, I have removed it completely. And after everything else is dealt with, you can remove it. There you go, a little. And so this already means something for you. A bit softer and easier to digest, you know. So you can see that it's pretty cool indeed, for real, you know. And here, afterward, you can also organize what I haven't done yet. No, that's it, the idea. It's about the publication date, about putting everything in proper order, for example, either in this way or in that way. That is to say, viewed the other way, it's up to you to see it that way. You have some posts that are at least recent, more recent, or from the most recent to the oldest. Up to you to decide. And afterward, you can even organize them based on your impressions of all this. That's you in charge. Oh, yes. And in your filter, don't forget to also add, because if you included other posts that aren't published, in drafts or elsewhere with a publication date, that didn't interest anyone. So here now, what matters to us is the public. We'll save as well. And there you have it. At least we're sure we only have the post published in this table, and the same for scrolling down too. So there, we're going to move faster now, with a little more momentum and efficiency. The publication date shown like this does not vary much, and it remains stable across context. Save, we will also add the filter for publication date, and there we will set it to as between. It's December. Create two from the 1st to the 31st, etc. So there is only one, apparently. Perfect, there you go. And afterward, the small filter should also be present at the status level for consistency across filters. Here you go. It takes a bit there. I've done 2 months only, but after that, if you do the full year, you just need to pace yourself. I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. But once it's done, you've got your chart and everything's set. And you've done it for the year, really. And it's finished now, especially since we're starting the year 2026. Well, this is clearly the right moment for us to act. It's truly good timing. So there, that's all for that part. And next up is the final item we still have left to deal with. Here are the posts that have been performing the best. So in the same way there, I simply copied this small insert and placed it here. I wouldn't call it the best post, to be honest. There, you had a brief description that clearly told you what you would find there. But that depends on you. After what you want to put, it's your description. We'll bring back the famous blah, blah, blah. And by the way, I forgot to tell you that if you wanted, for example, to tidy things up as we did here, you simply need to add something like this, an extra instruction you can follow. 2025. And then all you have to do is simply slide it, and there you have it indeed. And at least you can store all of that very, very easily indeed, which is truly handy. It's convenient so it doesn't take up too much space once you start having several years worth of posts, namely the ones that perform best. It's the same thing. Table and the view, we're off again. And we're going to go ahead and choose our database, demo, right now. Very well, we'll hide it then. Oops, too fast. We are going to hide this title. So, what exactly did we end up putting here? We had put all of the posts online, really. So we're going to do, for instance, simply a few more impressions, just to give you a rough idea, and not to go beyond that, because what we're saying is basically the same thing, really, for the record in this case now. There you go, and right here, actually. So we're going to add our famous filters. The first filter, you know it. It's for statuses to show only published. We save. And now you're going to add a new filter. So note that this scheduled then, to get the filter you need for impressions, you must have the famous one, as you can see here, all of this, the SC, LinkedIn, impressions. So this is exactly what will enable us at this very moment. And by the way, this is not the filter you need to add. I'm talking nonsense. It's the act of ranking posts by impressions. So it's the other one. So now we'll precisely set SD LinkedIn Tox impression, which is of numerical type. So there, if we go ahead and do that, then, and there as well, we are going to save that indeed without fail. We are going to completely remove all of the properties that do not in any way interest us, this and that, no, this, no. The format, why not, perhaps, for real. A comment, perhaps, why not, indeed. We will keep it. We will put it right back up at the top with the rest of them. That's not there anymore either. We simply do not keep the rest of Instagram. We do not want it. And there, after choosing, it's about creating formulas just like mine. You can leave it, and you can simply remove the rest like this. There you go. There, at least, what is needed in the columns. There, then, and, well, your entire view. So likewise, you can limit it too, because there's a fairly large table displayed there. Perhaps you don't want that much. You can limit it as well. For example, set it to 25 or even down to 10 in order to make it shorter. There you go. There you have it. You know that if you need to see more of the little load here and for the display, it won't wreck the whole presentation at all. So afterward, if you want the reactions to appear here, don't forget to connect to a database and rename the table here to most reaction for reference. Let's redo what we did, in fact, roughly a 10, give or take a bit, okay? Then the visible properties and the other related visible attributes that are shown. And well, there, I'll let you handle what needs to be done there, okay? The filters, specifically the filter on the status, have been published as shown here. Please save, and now we will organize all of this by reaction. The reaction. So it's on the other hand that every time I forget, like this, right here, right now. So here you have the top posts that have the most reactions today, and here those that had the most impressions. It's a view. Everything is clearly seen here at a quick glance. In fact, this is exactly what lets you do to track the stats of your posts all in one place. You can see how LinkedIn will update all this, and that dashboard will be live. It will be dynamic, so every month with fresh data, and even those with better engagement and reactions will be updated, and you'll find yourself there in the dashboard. And even for your clients to give them a view of your top posts this month. Here you go to help you follow what needs to be done. I hope this little demo helped you better understand exactly how to work step by step with the stats brought in by Scheduled and also Notion, so you can build what you need as you go. If you have any questions, anyway, don't hesitate, especially not. You can reach us via the small chat you can find in the app or on site, which is at the bottom right. There you go. Bye-bye.